think so. Okay. I'm not sure.
Laptop is always crooked. Okay.
You know what? I feel like mine looks crooked, like slightly, like it's like slightly off, but I can't figure out how to fix it. Do you feel that way?
Well, you're, yeah, I can't tell. You're sitting to like one side of the screen like this. So I'm like, maybe it's.
I'm trying to show you my blinds in the background.
Yeah, that's what I use as like I use the line. Oh.
Anyways, looks like we're live on YouTube, so we can get started.
Yeah, it's on here.
Perfect. Well, welcome to Bharatanatyam and Ballet. So we are a technique class, and typically we do half an hour of Bharatanatyam and half an hour ballet. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. We have previous videos that you can just kind of go and click through. So this is a drop-in class, but if you have any questions, or if you're not sure about anything, need anything to be broken down, please make sure to check those other videos. So we do typically half an hour of Bharatanatyam and half an hour of ballet, but this time we decided to do two different 1 hour sessions. So today we're going to do a 1 hour session of Bharatanatyam, and next week we're going to do a 1 hour session of ballet, and that's just something that we kind of do occasionally, just to kind of, you can go more in depth with an hour. So I think that we're good with that. So I guess I'll get started with introductions. I'm Anita. I'm one of the Bharatanatyam instructors, and I go by the pronouns she, her.
I'm Anjali. I'm also one of the Bharatanatyam instructors, and I go by she, her.
And I'm Kristen. I'm one of the ballet instructors. I go by she, her. And then I think Jackie sounded like she was going to be a bit late tonight, and she is also one of the ballet instructors.
Okay.
And we also have Shruti, who's another Bharatanatyam instructor. And she goes by she, her, and she couldn't make it today either, so.
Okay, I think I should be pinned. All right, spotlight. We are going to start off with Namaskaram. Everyone find a space in the middle of your room. All right, we've been doing this for quite some time now. So hands again at chest level in Kataka Mukha. And we'll start. Talangu takadimi takatadinginatom takadimi takajanu 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 ta. Okay, so we have a lot of time today. We'll still get started with Nade first. I'm just going to adjust my screen a little bit so you guys will be able to see a better profile. We'll start with Nade, and we'll do a little bit of a slower speed and then a little bit of a faster speed. And today we'll also be doing a couple different adavus from before as a review, just to get us warmed up. Since we have a full hour, we're going to try to learn a little bit more new stuff at the end. And kind of do a mix of what we've already learned plus some new stuff today. So we'll start, again, back straight, hands behind your back. You want to keep the fingers in, waving to the side. And you want to remember a little bit of a bounce and heel to toe. Okay? Talangu takadimi takatadinginatom takadimi takajanu takadimi takajanu. Takadimi takajanu, takadimi takajanu, takadimi takajanu, takadimi takajanu, takadimi takajanu, takadimi tam. Again, couple points to remember. I guess at this stage, if you've been with us for a little bit, or if you'd like to try it out at this stage, when you're walking backwards, when you put your right foot back, remember that you can give a slight kind of body turn to your right. Again, nothing dramatic, just very slightly It should come very naturally as you're adding a little bit of a, lightness to your step. Okay, one more time, a little bit faster. Dalang takadimi takadadinginatom takadimi takajana 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 takadimi tam. Great, lost a little balance there. That's okay. Another thing is we're doing a little bit of the faster speeds. We haven't really gone over this, but in a lot of steps like this, it's okay to pivot a little bit more quickly. Again, I think what's most important is if you're still adding that bounce and you're still being really intentional about putting your foot back and lifting that toe up, it's okay if you have to pivot a little bit more quickly than usual. So if you keep those parts in mind about the form, it should be okay. So we're going to get started with Najarubu. So we'll be doing 5, 6 together and 7 and 8. So Najarubu was the second one we learned. If you remember, it was kind of adding in feet and hands. The fifth one is the one that we started by going down, and the sixth one as well, we went down. I'm going to let Anita walk us through kind of the speed of the exercises we'll be doing and kind of the order that we'll be doing them in.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so we're just going to be going at the speed tayum tatta tayum tam. That's what I'm going to be saying it at. Anjali, I can't see your feet at the bottom. I don't know if you want to move back, or I don't know if it's just me, but yeah, that's a bit better. Yep. Okay. So ready for 5th and 6th? So talang kutakadika takatadinginadom tayum tatta tayum tam. 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 Very good. Just like a general reminder too, because it's been a while since we've done Natadava, hands away from your body to kind of give that projection of space. So don't keep it close, keep it away. Again, always remember shoulders down, chest straight, kind of chest up, rigid body. Yep, as Anjali's showing that set, that's a really nice way to kind of set down and keep that straight. You could see Anjali did a good job of picking up her leg when she was going from side to side. Yeah, I think those are just general good tips to have.
Actually, Anita, why don't we do 5th and 6th one more time, and then 7th and 8th also we can do double.
Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so we'll do that again. Talang kutakadika takatadinginatom tayum tatta tayum tayum tatta tayum tayum tatta tayum tam tayum tatta tayum tayum tatta tayum tam tayum tatta tayum tam tayum tatta tayum tam tayum tatta tayum tam. Awesome, that looks great. All right. And then, yeah, so 7th and 8th, do you want to just do a quick? Yep, exactly. Anjali's just doing a really quick version. That's the 7th one, going from side to side. And then the 8th one is you go kind of down and up. Right? And then you go down, sing to Murumandi. Perfect. And yes, good job too. I see Kristen doing the head movements, and that's another thing too, to make sure you incorporate looking left and right and following your hands. And as well as the first one, right? Just remember that you're leaning from the torso when you go from side to side, and then when you go in the 8th one, when you go kind of down. All right. So I think we're ready. So talang kutakadika takatadinginatong tayum tatta tayum tayum tatta tayum tayum tatta tayyum tam, tayyum tatta tayyum, tayyum tatta tayyum tam, tayyum tatta tayyum tam, tayyum tatta tayyum tam, tayyum tatta tayyum tam. Very good. Yay, it makes me so happy to see that.
What was the tip again to remember which leg for the sixth one? Or I mean the eighth one. It's the eighth one, right? That
Are
we
you
just did?
Yep, for the jump.
Yeah, there,
Yeah.
Anjali.
Yep. So the side that she's showing the side that you go out on. So, right. So when you go out on the right side, that's the side of the leg that you will pick up first. And that's the side that you'll also look to. So whatever leg you're picking up, you'll look to that side and then you'll go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think that's definitely that last part that Anita touched on was the most important. It's almost like you're looking to the right. So your right gaze will come back to center and that foot, the right foot, will be picked up at the same time. So I think that's probably the tip that you're thinking of.
All right. Just given a moment there to stretch and get water. All right, we'll get started. Talang kutakadikatagadinginatam, tayyum tatta tayyum tam, 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 tayyum tatta tayyum tam. Sabash, very good. That's great. So that is 5 through 8 of Nadaruba that we just reviewed. So,
and everybody make sure to drink water. Very important to stay hydrated.
I'll say another tip too, something that Anjali is kind of demonstrating really well, or makes me happy to see, is just making sure that you're, that kind of like she has her hands are held rigidly, you know, her hastas aren't loose, and she kind of, I think that's just another, I'm just giving you kind of, now that we have more time, just kind of throwing a bunch of refreshers and tips for you, just things to remember. Yeah, exactly. All right, so now we're gonna review Tattamette. Anjali, just give me a thumbs up. I think we could maybe just get started on the 4th. Yeah, we can just kind of do that. So follow Anjali along if you don't remember. Yep. All right. So, talang kutakadikata dinginatum takademi takajanu takademi takajanu. Is that speed good, Anjali? A little bit slower. A little bit slower? Okay. Yeah. Let me try this again.
Sorry, give me 1 minute. There was somebody in the waiting room. I saw the notification pop up.
Ooh, it's Jackie.
Welcome.
Hey,
Feel free to stretch, of course, as much as you need to, and then we're doing Tattamette, just reviewing a couple of those.
So Anjali, I think I'm gonna go with the speed of wait, just takademi takajanu. Good? Okay, perfect. So, talang kutakadikatadinginatom takademi takajanu takademi takajanu takademi takajanu takademi takajanu. Good. And then we'll move on to this drum, which is the set of 3. So, talang kutakadikatadinginatom takita 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 ta, kita, ta. All right. Feeling good, Anjali? Yeah, perfect. Okay. Everybody's looking great on camera. And then we'll move on to kandam, which is the set of 5. So just as a reminder, that one, because it's different, it's ta, ka, ta, and then ka, you don't do anything, and then it's ta, kita. So, kalangu taka dika taka tanigina tom taka ta, taka taki, taka taki, taka taki. Taka, taki. Sorry, that was me. Taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, taki. Yay. And then 7, we'll just do that really quick. 7 is takita, taka, demi. So you do 3 and 4 together. All right. Alam ko taka dika taka ta dingina tom takita taka demi. Takita taka demi. Takita taka demi. Takita taka demi. Perfect. And then the last one is Sangirnam, our set of 9, which is 4 and 5 together. Okay. Alam ko taka dika taka ta dingina tom taka demi. Taki. Taka demi. Taki. Taka demi. Taki. Taka demi. Taki. Great. Does anybody have any questions on the call?
I think my sound would have been off for the 9th one. We can try it one more time.
Okay, sure.
I think I was hearing, and I think it was one step behind. And for those of you at home, for any of these exercises that we do any week, that if you sense anything off or different and you're watching on YouTube, what we'll try to do is just do a review of that's how you review in the beginning what the steps are. So necessarily you can fill the voice in case it's a little bit off on video.
That's a good idea, Anjali. Okay. Alang ku taka dika taka ta dingina tom taka demi takita taka demi takita taka demi. Is it off, Anjali? Nope, because
No,
I'm doing
Yes.
Mistram. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's how I learned. I actually learned Mistram the opposite way. I learned it 4 and 3. So
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know why I just started saying that.
No worries. I was like, maybe this is a test. Maybe we're supposed to guess if it's the 7th or the 9th. But for those
You got
watching,
me. It was a quiz. Woo!
those watching on YouTube, you may have noticed that. If you caught that, give yourself a pat on the back.
All right.
Oh, sorry, last thing. Do you want to do taka takita takadimi, or do you want to do takadimi taka takita? So for those watching, for 9 in different styles, you can learn 4 plus 5 or 5 plus 4.
We can do 4 plus 5. I just messed up because I, for whatever reason, was saying Mistram instead. So it's fine.
No worries. No worries.
Okay. Talang ku taka dika taka ta dingina tom taka demi taka takita taka demi taka takita taka demi taka takita taka demi taka takita. Yay! Good job. That was your review of Natadava and Tatameta. So make sure to grab some water.
Yes, definitely grab some water, stay hydrated. Just as a reminder, today we covered just 5 through 8. There is Natadavu, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Please visit previous videos to review those ones. Maybe just like today, how we use these kind of as a warm-up. As soon as we learn more of these Adavus, we'll come back and kind of utilize them maybe in sequences and use that to get us moving. So we're right at 7:20, which is good on time. So we're gonna move on to Pakkaruva, which is also called Paraval Adavu. And Anita's gonna be demonstrating for us. So if you guys remember, last week we did get ourselves started. Let us replace the spotlight here with Anita. All right. So just as like a little intro first, while Anita gets set up here, is we started this last week. This is kind of one of our first steps that we're really seeing moving side to side. We did, Natadeva, we're taking the feet and the hands out, but we're always bringing them back to center. This is kind of our first step where we're seeing actually moving from side to side. Another thing to note about this is these are kind of the combinations where we're starting to add more mudras, and we're starting to add a little bit of a layer of complexity. So keep that in mind. It's a little bit, it might be harder to remember at first. We'll go through the first one, which we learned last week, and then our aim is to learn the second one. And if we have time, we'll potentially touch on the third one. But we really want to kind of drill down today the first and the second one with the time that we have. So we'll start off in Adamandi. First, we're just going to walk through it similar to last week. No hands right now. We'll just keep our hands behind your back. Bonus points, brownie points if you remember the hands, but we'll just do the feet for now. So basically a set is a little bit longer this time. You have to kind of finish out everything on the right side first, and then you go to the left side. So on the right side, you're going to start first by stepping on the right leg, stamping, and stamping again on the right leg. You're going to bring that left toe behind your right foot, as we've done previously, and then you're going to stamp on the right foot. Now you have to go back to the left side. So you're going to stamp on your left once, stamp on your left again, twice. Same thing you did on the right side. You're going to bring that the right foot behind your left and stamp on your left. Okay, now you've basically completed the first half of the first part. Now we're going to go back again towards the right side. So again, right, right, left, right, and left, left, right, left. Okay, so you've now completed the entirety of the right side. We're going to switch over to the left side. To do this in the most natural way possible, your weight is basically on your left leg, and you need to also move to the left side. So to do that, you're just going to naturally roll that heel down and step with your left leg like Anita is showing us. So it doesn't need to be exaggerated. It's honestly because your weight is on one foot, and you just, you obviously, in this style, we're not expected to squat and be balancing right on that toe. So we're just going to roll that heel down and go to your left. Now, similarly, as Anita just previewed for us, we're going to go left, left, right, left, and then right, right, left, right. We're going to do it one more time like we did on the right, left, left, right, left, and right, right, left, right. So now you've completed a set of both the right side and the left side. Okay, we're going to do that once through, and then we'll walk through the hands. And I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? I need to give me a thumbs up when you feel ready. Okay. We'll say 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, you can come to a standing position, maybe shake it out a little bit. Remember, all of this is just, you want to be in that Adamandi position and nicely turn your knees out. Anita's very nicely demonstrating for us. She is overcoming an injury, so definitely, be aware of that. And she is doing an amazing job. So we're going to do that one more time, and I'm actually going to count with our Sholukutta that we're going to use here, which is ta, te, da, de, da, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're just going to get used to that one time before we add the hands back in. Okay, so we'll sit one more time. And if you want to mark it this time, that's okay, because again, we're just kind of learning it right now. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Ta, te, te, ta, de, te, ta, ta, te, ta, de, te, ta. Left, ta, te, ta, de, te, ta, te, ta, de, ta. Awesome. Everyone's doing that I can see on the call looks great. So another thing to notice is it's almost on the left side. It's such a subtle transition of rolling that heel down and transferring that you almost, you shouldn't even be able to tell. It was such a seamless transition from one side to another. So just keep that in mind if you haven't experienced that before and it feels odd, just remember to try to keep it as subtle as possible, and hopefully that'll make it easier to learn. Okay, so we're just gonna do the hands now. So your hands start out in Pataka, okay? And when you're on the right side and you're moving to the right, your right hand is gonna come in front of you for 1. For 2, it's gonna go to the side. For 3, it's gonna come behind you and you're just gonna follow it, and then it's gonna come back around into Kataka Mukha. And again, these are all mudras that we learned in our single-handed gestures. And feel free to, if you'd like to keep standing, feel free to stand, but if you wanna take a break and sit down, feel free to do that as well. Okay, so now we're gonna be moving to the left. So we're gonna keep our left hand forward. Left hand comes to the side. Left hand comes all the way back, and then it's gonna come forward. And then as Anita's nicely demonstrating, make sure to follow that hand all the way around and kind of, we'll demonstrate what the torso moving looks like when we're sitting down. Now, even though your left hand just came back, we're actually gonna take that same hand and we're gonna change it to Tripadaka, and we're gonna move it slightly forward. You have 4 whole counts to do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're gonna shift and we're gonna bring the right hand forward with 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do the left side quick, and then we're gonna put it together because this one makes more sense when you put it together. But let's just do the left side really quickly. So left hand is gonna come forward with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then now your right hand comes forward first because it's opposite hand and moving to the opposite side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and switch the other hand to Tripadaka, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. And since we're here, I want to just point out a couple little intricacies with the hands that Anita's actually demonstrating really well. If you notice when she brings the hands forward, she's not dropping that elbow. She's nicely keeping both elbows up. There's no like swoop of the hands to say. It doesn't swoop down and go out. And then same thing when she goes around with that Pataka, the hands kind of in the palm. She's keeping it all at one level. There's no swoop downwards. If anything from the back, it comes to the front. You obviously need to pick up your hand to bring it back. But again, it's not in a dramatic way. All right, let's stand up and we'll put the hands and feet together. Don't give me your full Aramandi right now. Give me kind of a marking position because we want to really focus on memorizing which hand and which foot. If you're feeling ambitious, you can sit all the way, but maybe the purpose right now is to, give me more of a mark through it. And if we use the term marking, for those on video who may not know, it's kind of, you can give me, let's say 25 to 50% energy, more so to memorize the step. Okay, so we'll start. So just like we said, hands are in Pataka, you're sitting down, or right now, again, we're just gonna move the feet. So when you move to the right, your right hand's gonna come forward. When you move one more step, the second time on the right, your hand's gonna go to the side. Now when that left toe comes to the back of the right foot, that's when your hand goes, that's when your hand goes all the way to the back. As you can see, Anita was in such a straight line that it opened the blind. And then when you stamp on the right leg, your hand is going to come back in Katagamuka. Okay, and then similarly, on the left side, your left hand comes forward, and you're going to stamp on the left, 1 step to the right, 1 step back, and then you are going to step back with the right again. So now with the right, this is when your left hand turns into Katakam to Tripataka, and you're going to step. You have 4 beats to kind of bring that hand gradually forward. Yep. And again, your feet are just mirroring what you did previously. And now to go back to the other side, the other hand in Tripataka comes forward. Okay. Now we need to get to the left side. So our hands are here in Tripataka, and we need to just come back to Pataka. So you're gonna have that. Yep, you're gonna kind, so when you step on that left leg, you want your left hand to come forward. Okay, just a little bit more straight for you guys to see. So, correct. So your hands still come to the middle position. It's a very brief second, but you still want to always make sure that you start in your starting position. So just like you started the Adavu with your hands in Pataka in front of you, you want to make sure that even when you step to the left side, even for a brief second, they touch that point and then go forward. So again, yep, the left hand and left foot goes forward, then to the side, then back, and that right toe comes back and back on the left foot, and then similarly to the right side, okay? And then with the left leg and the right hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, and similarly back to the other side, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that was pretty quick, and I know we went through it last week and we're going through it again today, but let us run through it with hands and feet. And I'm just going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but very, very, very slowly.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you want to mention something about, I don't know, like the torso? I feel like when you're doing the torso, at least like the way to think about it, it's just like you're honestly just kind of moving the upper. Like this is the part that I think is moving most, like your shoulder, like you're almost facing this way when you're going to your right side, and you're almost facing to your left when you're going to the left side, but your head is looking at you're following your hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to think of a good way to describe, like you're not going to turn your whole torso, it's just the upper part of the torso. Is that a good way to describe it, Anjali?
I think that's a good, that's a fair way to describe it. And one thing to maybe add on to that is, to do that, you just want to make sure that your Adamundi does not change. Your hip should be facing forward, and that leg position shouldn't change. So if I took a snapshot of somebody from just, that torso down, you almost wouldn't be able to see any change necessarily in their legs. And again, right now, just, take it with an air of caution of, right, Anita just went through an injury, so, right, she's just recovering right now, but just make sure that those knees stay turned out and kind of those hips are faced forward and just your torso moves to the side like she's showing right now. Yeah, that's what I'd add in there. Okay, so let's do it really slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, it's one of those things that kind of you just need to start familiarizing yourself with how it looks in terms of the part where it's Tripataka and then it's opposite hand and opposite foot. So let's just try that really slowly. I'm going to go even more slowly than I just went. Okay. So 5, 6, 7, 8 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Anita, one thing, I think you did the opposite hand at the end there. It's okay. You did it with confidence, and that also counts for something in dance. Just you remember there was a smile and there was confidence, and to be honest, in a lot of steps in Bharatanatyam too, when we get to some of the dances, there will be a little bit of differences, and sometimes you don't do the typical hands and feet. So sometimes it's okay to be to get used to the fact of feeling, doing one side with another foot or doing the same side and same foot. You might see variations in dances.
Yeah, I was gonna also say, like, Anjali and I learned different styles. So if you catch something off that she said, it's probably just by habit. I'm accident, like the Mistrum that I was saying before, I did 4 and 3. So yeah, thanks for correcting me, Anjali, and she'll make sure to correct me if I do something by mistake.
Great.
So
okay, so we'll do that one more time, but this time we'll do the actual Sholukata. So as we're kind of learning these, that's kind of how we're trying to do it, is kind of trying to build off of each other. So let's try it one more time, and then we're going to try to learn second today. Okay. Dalangu takadimi takata dinginatom ta te te ta de te te ta ta te te ta de te te ta. Left ta te te ta de te te ta ta te te ta de te te ta. All right, shake it out. We're gonna do it one more time. Again, back to back, just to solidify the memory. Grab some water if you need it. Quick second, wiggle it out. Okay, and Anita, give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Okay, one more time. Dalangutaka dimitakata dinginatom ta te te ta te 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 ta ta te te ta de te te ta. Left ta te te ta de te te ta ta te te ta de te te ta. Also, I apologize. I realized I didn't clap today, but we're all keeping good beat as much as I can see. So good job for that. Okay, so we're going to move on to learning the second at least, since we're at 7:40 right now, and we want to have time to run through hand gestures at the end here. So the second and the first are pretty similar to each other. We're not going to start with the hands. We're going to just start with the feet. So you've actually learned the basis of the feet. It's kind of like not pivotal, well, we're kind of building off of each other. So for this, you're going to go out to the right side. So same thing, the Sholukata is the same. Just like how within an Ardavu, we keep that Sholukata the same. Here it's also ta, te, te, ta, dit, te, te, ta. But we'll start with just 8 to help learn the sequence. So here, you're going to go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're actually going to go to the left side here. So left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this is your first half. We'll do that one more time. So again, reset, start from your Adamundi, reset. This is from the beginning. One more time. Right, 2, 3, 4, left, 6, 7, 8, left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, one thing I want to point out here, we see that heel roll come up in the middle here. So again, with this second one in this set, there's going to be a lot more pivoting, a little bit more of that turning. So just be a little bit lighter on your feet, a little bit flexible. If you need to roll out the ankles or the toes at all, make sure you do that. So right now, we basically went to the left side and we came back. And I think it's your left foot that should be behind your right foot leg, correct? Okay, we're gonna start with our right foot. So actually, we're gonna do the exact same exercise, but we're gonna come to the front. So Anita, come back one more time to the center there. So you're gonna be leading with your right, basically your right side of your body, your right arm, your right leg. It's just that right side of the body, and you're gonna completely turn is that 90 degrees to the side. If I have my angles and degrees correct. You're gonna turn completely to your left side. If you want to think of it, I think of it more as you are on your right side, you're starting the right side, and therefore the right part of your body should be facing the audience. That's the easiest way to remember it versus thinking of it. But if you want to think of it as turning to your left side, you can think of it that way too. So you're gonna make a 90-degree turn, and you're gonna have your right side of your body should be facing the audience. You're gonna do the exact same thing, but you're just gonna go to the front. So you're gonna treat that as your side. So right, right, left, right, and come back, left, left, right, left. Now, like any step we've done, because we went to the with the right side of the body, we're going to go with the left side of our body. So all you need to do to do that is basically you pivot. Yep, you pivot, and with the left side of your body first, you're gonna take your left foot forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're gonna go back 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we're gonna do that very, very, very slowly because I know right now in video it might be flipped if you're doing this at home, and it might be confusing again what side of your body is first. And if you need to do it because it's a little bit excruciatingly slow, if you need to do it standing up a little bit just to build up that stamina again, feel free to not sit down completely right now. Okay, so again, from the beginning, it's going to be to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 90-degree turn with the right side of the body facing forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Left shoulder to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. We'll do that one more time, and I'll do it with da, they, da, bit, they, da, very slow. Any questions before we try it once? Good, okay. Another thing to remember, you wanna make sure that you're sitting with your knees turned out. This is the type of step that now that we've turned 90 degrees to the side, the audience would technically be able to see your knee. So they don't wanna see your knees facing forward. They almost wanna see that nice turnout, right? I mean, yes, your aim is to have that knee completely to the audience, you know, if we were all very flexible, but try your best for what's comfortable, but that's your aim. And again, if you put that pressure, it's gonna hurt your knees even more. All right, we'll try it one time very, very slowly. So sitting, and then with your right leg first. Anybody give me the thumbs up if you're doing good? Okay, good. Okay. Dalangu takadimi takatadingi natom ta. Te, ta, de, te, ta, left, ta, te, ta, de, ta, right shoulder front, ta, ta, de, ta, flip, ta, ta, de, ta. Another thing just want to point out is when in the actual step and what we've actually been doing, there technically is no pause again between any of this. There's no ta or te that's used as a pause. Everything is one beat. So if you're flipping, you're kind of flipping and stepping immediately. It kind of goes back to the like, you want to make sure you still hit center with your hands and all of that, of course, but you're kind of just immediately stepping into it. So there's no, I say flip right now more as a reminder to help you remember that, okay, my left arm or my right arm was facing the audience. Now I got to flip over to the other side and face the other wall. But essentially there's, you just go right into the step. Okay, we'll walk through the hands and then maybe we'll just give a preview of what it looks like today. So for the hands, you're going to start in Kataka Mukha in front of your body. Again, this really, the second one shouldn't be too complicated in terms of what you're using for your hands and feet. It's more complicated in the combination you haven't done before. So just doing the hands, you're going to bring it all the way from Kataka Mukha all the way to Ala Padma, and it's going to come to the right side of your body. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 to do that. 5, 6, 7, 8, you're going to bring it back from Ala Padma, back to Kataka Mukha in front of you. Okay? Now again, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to go to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to bring it back 5, 6, 7, 8. Lucky for you, these hands are pretty simple. So when you pivot your body and you're going to turn, yep, great. Actually, that's great. So you can practice at home, even if you're sitting down, practice turning your body. It'll help you with the directional sense. You're still this way and you're actually moving. If you remember, we're moving forward with our right foot. So again, your right hand comes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, Kataka Mukha to Ala Padma. And you want to make sure here, as Anita is demonstrating, the hand doesn't ever go past that midline. It's a straight line. So, or it goes above and to that line, but it doesn't drop down, basically. It doesn't cross that line. Yeah, it doesn't come down there. She's holding it very nicely at that level. Yep. And then you bring it back, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're kind of using this Kataka Mukha position in front of your chest as your base. Now your left hand comes forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and one thing that Anita is already implementing, and if it helps you, please utilize it now. If not, I would say hold off on it, is following your hand. So again, one practice very commonly in Bharatanatyam is to follow your hands pretty much at all times, unless otherwise instructed. We'll put it that way. So for this, if this helps you directionally to follow that hand, what you can think of it as is actually you should be facing the audience, right? When your right hand and your right foot's coming forward, it's almost as if the audience is seeing the side of your body, but they should be able to still see a nice smile on your face, as you can see. It's almost like that Ala Padma is like framing. It's like a flower framing her face. I don't know if that's the best description to use. Okay, so we'll do that one more time with ta, te, ta, te, ta again. And I know today we're going through this quickly, but just like how last week we went through the first one quickly, next week we will review the second again. Okay, so let's just do the hands. So to the side with the right hand first, ta, te, ta, de, ta, te, ta, de, ta. Right hand, ta, te, ta, de, ta. Left hand, ta, te, ta, de, ta. One thing to remember when you're doing the side, or basically in this step, here's one thing to remember. In this step, you should be never looking towards the back. That guiding hand never goes to the back. If you're actually, like, if at any point you're directionally like going towards the back direction, you'll know that something's wrong. Think of it that way. That can kind of be like a red flag of, okay, I'm not supposed to be doing this. So really the only two directions you should be facing is to your right side, your left side, and you should be looking twice towards the audience. If for some reason you're looking at the wall behind you, something directionally is off, and I would go back into this video a minute 30 seconds and look at what direction it is.
Something
Another-
I wanted to know, I was gonna say about following hands too, because I know like when I was learning too, I would have trouble and my teacher would tell me. So I think it's very similar to ballet too, where you're not like, it's not like you're physically looking. Sometimes you do, but it's kind of like the general direction of your hand. Like I'm not staring at this Ala Padma when I'm going to the front. I'm looking at the audience, you know? So I think I just want to clarify, like when you're following hands, you want to make sure that you still, when you go out to the side, especially, or in this case, when you go around, right, you're looking in the general direction, but you're not staring at it, which I guess it's why it's called following your hands and not looking at your hands, but it's also important, right? Like whenever you're in center too, like in this point, even kind of in this step, I mean, your gaze is anyways, you're already center, and even though you're moving, you're already center. So then your gaze is to the audience. But I just thought I'd clarify that. So
yeah. Let's do it one more time. And again, if the directions right now are confusing you, even if you're doing it sitting, don't pivot your body. I would just actually do it straight, because essentially what you're doing then is right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. And that you should drill that in your mind, for that's how the hands and feet work. All right, we're not going to do it fully today, because actually I realize that there is a little bit of a complexity in directions here, but we're going to do it very slowly, more as a walkthrough, and then we'll call it for the day. Okay, so for this one, your hands are in Kataka Mukha. We're going to break it down and go pretty slowly. I'm just going to talk through it. When you go to the side with your right, that's when that hand gradually comes out to the right. And again, the feet, you should be familiar with this at this point. I won't break it down too much anymore into right, right, left toe, right, left, left, right toe, left. Kind of get that rhythm in your head. So we can add on the hands. So again, with the right hand to the side, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. But now remember, we need to bring the hand back. So actually, you're going to be moving to the left side, but that right, all you're doing is you're bringing that right hand back. So that's kind of the complexity of this step. Okay. Let's do that one more time. So this is, again, opposite hand, opposite foot. Think of it, again, when we are just doing the arms, we brought the right out to the right side, and then we had to bring it back. So think of it as 4 beats, 4 beats. Just one of the beats happens to be you're moving to the right and you're going out to the right. One of it happens to be, I almost think of it like, I call it bringing it back. So think of it as Anita has a center point of the room. Where she is standing is her middle. If you want to go back to like the center, Anita. So if that was the center, if she steps out to the right side, go out to the right once, she has to come back to that middle point. To come back, you have to move to the left, but you want to bring in that right hand. Okay, same thing if you go out to the left side and you do left, left, right, left, you want to come back to that center point and bring everything back. So naturally you have to move back to the left side, and naturally you don't want to leave any hands out there, because remember, our base is always that center point, and our base is always Kataka Mukha with our hands in front of us. So almost think of it mentally as my hand is stretched out to the right. How do I bring it back? My hand is stretched out to the left side. How do I bring it back? Because you always want to make sure that you're coming back to that center point. That's a good way memorization like to think of it. Okay, again, we're going to do it really, really slow. To the right side, right hand, right leg, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it all back, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4. You just picked up a nice flower, bring it back, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that was actually also an analogy I thought of when I was a kid, is I used to think of like you're going to the side. It's almost like you're picking up a fruit or a flower. If, again, that Alapadma is referred to as kind of a lotus or a flower or some sort of kind of a basket at times. So you can think of like putting something in there and then bringing it back. So that's that center point, okay? Now we just came back. We're gonna go right hand and right leg forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. You just, gave the audience a high five and you bring it back. 5, 6, 7, 8. You're gonna turn all the way now 180 degrees. Yep, and the left hand, left foot. Go to the audience. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give a nice smile to the audience. 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm kind of throwing out different references, whatever really catches your attention. If it makes you smile and it makes you think of something, that is the reference you should remember. And I'll throw out some random ones. You can see what works for you. But
they make me smile instantly. So
yeah, good. I'm glad someone's smiling other than me. And everyone on the video so far looks great. You guys are doing great with directions. We're gonna end it there. We'll leave it there for thought, because I don't want to overdo it with directions. And we'll quickly go through either single-handed or double gestures. And next week, not next week, I'm sorry, in 2 weeks, because next week we have a full hour of ballet, which I am super excited for, to learn some new stuff there. So in 2 weeks from now, we'll pick back up and we'll review the second. And so just definitely let this sit in your memory and practice it as much as you can at home. And we'll continue back in 2 weeks.
All right, for gestures, I was thinking maybe we can go through just single-handed again, since we're starting to see different ones come up. So if you want to choose a hand, we can just go through that. Okay. Pataka, Tripatako, Ardha Pataka, Kartari Mukaha, Mayurakyo, Ardha Chandrascha, Arala, Shukatundakaha, Mushchishcha, Shikarakyascha, Kapitta, Kataka Mukaha, Kataka Mukaha, Kataka Mukaha, Suchi, Chandrakala, Padmakosha, Sarpashirasthadha, Mrigashisha, Simhamukaha, Kangulascha, Alapadmakaha, Chaturo, Brahmaraschaiva, Hamsasya, Hamsabakshakaha, Samdamsho, Mukudaschaiva, Tamrachuda, Trishulakaha. Yay! Do you want to do other side or do double-handed? We could do either or.
Let's review double-handed, and then back when we'll have time to do them later on again.
Okay, sure. So, sorry, I'm not sitting high enough. I don't want to sit on my knees. Okay, this is better. Okay, I am good now. Okay. Anjalishcha, Kapodascha, Karkata, Swastikasthada, Dolahasta, Pushpaputaha, Utsanga, Utsanga, Shivalingakaha, Kataka Vardanaschaiva, Kartari Swastikastadha, Shakatam, Shankar, Chakresha, Samputa, Pasha, Kilakau, Matsya, Kurmo, Varaha, Garudo, Nagabandakaha. Wait, sorry, I always forget this one. Yes, it's Katava, Berundaka Kescha, Avahittastate Vachaha. Yay! Good job, guys.
Yay. Okay. I will. So we'll finish out with Namaskaram. Another thing to remember, actually, quick with hand gestures too, is I think in all the adavas that we're doing, we're trying to say the different mudras by their name, instead of, so try to practice, try to challenge yourself and try to remember that, okay, right now we're doing Alapadma, or we're doing Katakamukaha, or we're doing, Tripataka, we're doing Pataka. Try to challenge yourself with remembering them by the name, instead of, there'll be times where we'll describe it so you at least know what you're doing, but we're going to try as much as we can to use, having two hands and Katakamukaha instead of just describing it, so you get a better idea. Okay, so we will end with Namaskaram. We'll hopefully give a minute for any questions. If you've been, since everyone has been sitting down, make sure to shake off the hands and feet one more time before sitting down. Okay, we'll get started and we'll end here. Dalangu takadimi takadimiginatom takadimi takajanu takadimi takajanu takadimi takajanu takadimi takajanu takadimi takajanu takadimi takajanu takadimi takajanu, takadimi, takajanu, ta. All right, sorry for a little confusion there. I'm sometimes so used to sitting in the beginning that I was almost going for more dancing. All right, any questions from anybody?
No, just a comment I actually had. So if anybody's watching, for those watching on YouTube, we'd love to hear your feedback too. I mean, right about kind of having 1 hour classes. Like right now, we have them, I think like once every 2 months, but if you want them more frequently, like this is a class for you, like we want to cater to you. So, I mean, we'll definitely be checking out those comments. So please, please, please let us know what you think of this. So.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. As instructors, like Anita says, I think we're open to doing both, and it's also a good way to sometimes with a half an hour, there's only so much that you can get into. So every 2 months, it's kind of nice to have one of these cohesive reviews. So as you know, today we had a chance to do Nataravu and Tattu Metaravu, which we wouldn't necessarily do every week. So it's nice to have these every once in a while, but we can always change up the frequency. All right, get us back into gallery view, or hopefully whoever is talking. Any other comments or questions for the week? Kristen and Jackie, how do you guys feel on the call?
It was awesome. I loved being able to do so many different things.
Good. Yeah, we were hoping to get in just like a little bit of a workout in the beginning, get our bodies moving a little bit, and then going into a little bit more of the learning phase, right, where you won't be necessarily sweating and dancing as much, but you're just trying to practice the concept. So, all right. Okay, we'll finish out with announcements. So we'll be here next Wednesday, same time, 7 to 8 p.m. Central United States time. And I think other than that, we still have, if you're able to, please donate at saathmn.org/donate. And also on their website, please check out other things that they have. I think we've mentioned merchandise the past few weeks. Even though these are the only classes right now that SAATH has going on, SAATH has a lot of other cool things in their repertoire of videos. So definitely go back and check out any of those. They should be on their YouTube channel. So you can find previous links to many different styles and videos, different languages, different styles. And there's just a lot of cool things to look at there. So anybody else have anything to add? Okay, well, we're excited for next week. Again, next week is 1 full hour of ballet. Jack and Kristen, do you guys have any comments, anything you want to give preview of for us to look forward to? Any description of what we're going to be doing? I'm curious. or it'll be a surprise.
We were considering doing a new skill called Batma Releve Lant. It's where you like slowly lift your leg as high as you can, essentially. And I'd say my instructor used it as a way to kind of like introduce that position. And then eventually you do more like Grand Batma, where you like quickly lift your leg up as high as you can.
I will start stretching. And not stop
until me too.
With that description.
You're not going to be the one spotlight.
First, when we do it slow, it's more about like a strength thing than a flexibility thing. Like when I do the Grand Batma and like whip it up fast.
Yeah, your leg can go way up by your ear.
Yeah, I can get it up as flexible as I am. But when I go slow, it's like my thigh muscles are like quivering and I literally can't go any higher than, I don't know, lower.
I'm excited. There'll be something very different from this week, I feel like, which is good. Get to do something new next week. Look forward to it. Okay, well, with that, see everybody here next Wednesday.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.